Right now, in 2026, something is happening in immigration that has never happened before in modern American history. Green card holders are being arrested at a rate that has gone up nearly 2,500%, even when they have zero criminal record. And I'm not talking about undocumented immigrants. I'm talking about lawful permanent residents, people who did everything right, who followed everyday rule, who still got caught up in the system that is changing faster than most people realize. So if you're sitting here right now with a green card in your wallet, asking yourself whether it is worth going through the naturalization process and applying for U.S. citizenship in 2026, hi, I'm immigration attorney Julia Sverdloff, and I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because the difference between a green card and citizenship has never been wider than it is right now. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one is better for your situation, your family, and your future. And I want you to pay close attention to one specific change from 2026 that most people have no idea about. And when I tell you, it might be the thing that makes your decision for you. So stay with me. What a green card actually gets you. Let's start with the basics. A green card makes you a lawful permanent resident. And that means you could live here, work here, get a driver license, buy a home, send your kids to school, and qualify for in-state tuition at places here like UIC or the University of Illinois. You're protected by state and federal law, just like everyone else. That is a lot. And for some people, it feels like enough. But here is where the green card risks in 2026 start to show up. As a permanent resident, you cannot vote, not for president, not for governor, not even for the school board making decisions about your children's education. You're locked out of most federal jobs, and the biggest issue most people do not think about until it's too late is this. You can lose your green card. If you spend more than 6 continuous months outside the country, immigration officers can question whether you have abandoned your residency. Stay gone for more than a year, and your card is no longer valid as a travel document. And if you pick up certain criminal charges, even something you think is minor, you can end up in deportation proceedings. That is the reality of being a permanent resident versus citizen. The green card gives you a lot of freedom, but it does not give you security, and security is what matters most right now. What U.S. citizenship gives you that the green card cannot. So what are the actual benefits of U.S. citizenship that go beyond what a green card provides? First and most important, protection from deportation. Once you're naturalized, the government cannot remove you from this country. The only exception is denaturalization, which requires the government to prove in federal court that you committed fraud on your application. That is an extremely high legal bar, and it is very rare. Second, the right to vote. If you're a citizen, you have a voice. If you're not, you're watching from the sidelines while other people decide your future. Third, family sponsorship. As a citizen, you can petition for your parents, your siblings, and your married children to get green cards. As a green card holder, you can only sponsor your spouse and unmarried children. And those applications are subject to long backlogs and annual caps. For many of my clients, this alone is the reason they pursue naturalization in 2026. The fourth one is travel freedom. A U.S. passport lets you leave and return without worrying about time limits, re-entry permits, or being questioned at the border about how long you were gone. Green card holders do not have that luxury, especially now that a new biometrics tracking system photographs every non-citizen at entry and exit. Access to federal benefits, certain state grants, and government employment that is simply closed off to permanent residents. What changed in 2026 that you need to know? Now here's the part I told you about at the beginning. The change that most people have not heard about yet. The federal government has directed USCIS to refer between 100 and 200 denaturalization cases every single month in 2026. That is compared to a historical average of about 11 cases per year. At the same time, ICE arrests have surged to roughly 1,200 per day, and the percentage of people arrested who had no criminal record at all jumped from 6% to over 40% in just 1 year. A new expanded travel ban now covers 39 countries, and the government has paused immigrant visa processing from 75 countries. For green card holders, this means the deportation risk has never been higher. Can green card holders be deported for things that used to be overlooked? In this environment, the answer increasingly is yes. There is even a bill that passed the House called Protect Our Communities from DUIs Act that would make a single DUI conviction a deportable offense for any non-citizen. It is sitting in the Senate right now. Meanwhile, some states, such as here in Illinois, have been pushing back on this. The state has expanded sanctuary protection, barring federal agents from making civil immigration arrests near school, hospitals, and courthouses. But that protection only goes so far when federal enforcement is operating at this scale. Citizenship is the only status that puts you beyond the reach of those enforcement actions entirely. Real Illinois stories. Let me give you two quick examples from right here in Illinois. Alina has lived in Northbrook for 15 years. She owns a home, works as a nurse, and her children are born here. She travels to Moldova every year to see her mother. With the new biometric tracking at O'Hare and increased security of frequent travelers, she's getting questioned every time she came back. She applied for citizenship, passed her test, and is now a U.S. citizen. She registered to vote for the first time, and she flies home to visit her mom without a single worry. Then there's Victor, a college student at Kent on a green card. He's not traveling, not sponsoring anyone, and wants to focus on finishing school. For Victor, it made sense to wait a couple of years, save up, and apply when the timing is right. Your answer depends on your life, your family, and your plans. But if you are asking me whether you should apply for citizenship in 2026, for most people the answer is clear. The cost, the test, and the timeline. Here's what citizenship application process looks like in 2026. The filing fee is $710 if you file online, or $760 for a paper application. If your household income is between 150 and 400% of the federal poverty guideline, you may qualify for a reduced fee of $380. If you're below 150%, you can qualify for a full waiver using Form I-912. About 83% of fee waiver requests are approved, so do not let cost be the thing that stops you. Processing time in Illinois is currently running up around 3 to 4 months through the Chicago field office, though that could increase as USCIS implements stricter vetting procedures, including social media reviews and what they call neighborhood investigations. There's a civics and English test also, and it did get harder in late 2025. You now answer 20 questions and need to get at least 12 right, up from the old format of 10 questions with 6 correct. But there are free study resources at libraries, community centers, and legal clinics across Illinois and the country. Most people pass on the first try. Common mistakes to avoid. 3 things I see trip people up more than anything else. First, letting your green card expire and not renewing it on time. Renewal backlogs are averaging 10 to 12 months right now, and in some cases are taking over 2 years. If your card lapses, it affects your ability to travel, work, and prove your status. Second, not disclosing your old arrests or tickets on your application. USCIS can see your full record, and hiding something that may seem small can get your entire application denied. Third, not keeping your address updated. If USCIS sends you a notice and it goes to an old address, you can miss critical deadlines. Bottom line, if you want security, the right to vote, an ability to bring your family here, and a peace of mind that comes with knowing no one can take your status away, then U.S. citizenship is the clear choice in 2026. If you're not ready yet, hey, that's okay. Keep your green card current, limit extended travel, stay out of legal trouble, and talk to an immigration attorney about your timeline. We covered the real-world differences between green cards and citizenship in Illinois for 2026, what each can do for you and what they cannot, what has changed, and who should consider which path. But there is something even more urgent. What if you or someone in your family is picked up by ICE? What are your rights? How do you get out of detention? You need to watch the next video. Release from Immigration Detention, Habeas Corpus. In it, I will explain step by step how families can fight back and protect their loved ones, even if ICE is already involved. Do not leave your future to chance. Check out the next video. Your family's safety could depend on it. See you over there.